If you've been putting off starting a garden because you don't think you have the time to maintain it, then this video is for you. The truth is, successful gardening isn't about spending more time in the garden. It's about making smart choices about how you do things and maybe being willing to sacrifice on a few things. Today, I am going to show you how to create a fairly low maintenance garden that can fit just about any schedule. Hi, and welcome back to the Provident Gardener. I'm not in my own garden today, but I'm in my sister's garden. And she has a busy life. She's got little kids and a lot of demands on her time. And gardening just doesn't make the top of the list. And that's okay. We talked about what she would really want and what she is able to do. And we put in a garden that is going to work for her and fit her needs without taking too much time. So let's talk about what she wanted, what we ended up doing and how we did it, and some things we're gonna add in to make it low maintenance. So first, let's talk about what she wanted for her garden. Now, when I think of a low maintenance garden, one of the first things I'm gonna go to are perennials. But perennials aren't always what you want. If you're not gonna use it and eat it, then really, you shouldn't be growing it. It's just taking up space and resources. What she said she really wanted are tomatoes and cucumbers, because that is what she and her family will eat the most. And I completely agree. Your garden should work for you. So we went out and she bought some tomatoes, cucumbers, even some basil, and that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna take those things and try to make them as low maintenance as we can. So now to what we did. She has 4 beds that are about 5 feet by 3 feet. Great size, small to work with, and it's not too much. You know, I tend to have that problem where I want to do all the things all at once and it becomes overwhelming. So this is a good size to start with to not be too overwhelming. Previously, she had these beds in a spot that just wasn't working for her. It was hard to get water to them and it got scorching full day, like sunrise to sunset sun. And she said in the past when she's tried to grow things that they just got scorched. So we moved the boxes to an area where they're going to get some morning sun, some midday shade, and then a lot of evening sun. So I think it will still get plenty of light, but it's actually going to get some shade in that hottest part of the day. We put tomatoes in 3 of the beds and cucumbers in 1 of them. Those are the main things we did. Now, I personally, aside from my cattle panel that I have in my own garden, I don't think there's a really good tomato cage out there on the market. I have yet to find a way that I really love to trellis my tomatoes. So she had some of these, and we're using these to trellis the cucumbers. Now, it will likely fall over, but what I have growing behind it might help that. And then the tomatoes, we're gonna use these as the tomato cages. The tomatoes we got are indeterminate, and so they're gonna get really big, but they'll just grow right up out of the trellis and over the sides. One of the things we're sacrificing here to have a low maintenance garden is that some things might end up toppling over or falling over, but they're still gonna grow. You don't have to cage a tomato. A tomato can literally just sprawl all over the ground. So we got the tomatoes in, we got the cucumbers in. I put some basil on the front of the beds. I did do 1 perennial, some strawberries. We put some strawberries along the front of 1 of the beds, and those will come back year after year, and they're gonna send off runners and produce more strawberries, and they might take over the whole bed. And the last thing I did that I gave as a recommendation was flowers. You know, I love flowers in the garden, and sunflowers and zinnias are super easy to just put in the soil and grow from seed. So all along the back of every bed, we have sunflowers and zinnias, and those should grow up nice and tall. And like I said, for this, I think they might create a little bit of a barrier, so to speak, to help keep this standing up. And then those sunflowers get really tall. So I actually only planted the sunflowers where there are these posts, so that if they need to tie them to the posts, they can do that really easily. And now for a few things we're doing or we're willing to compromise on to have a low maintenance garden. When it comes to gardening, I think what people dread the most and becomes overwhelming the most is the weeds. But when we put the beds down, we put down a layer of cardboard, got it wet, and then we put in brand new soil. That alone should help prevent the weeds, at least here in the beginning, from coming up from the existing ground, from what's already there. And the fact that we put new soil in, yeah, it may have a few weed seeds, but for the most part, nothing has had time to fall in here yet. I feel like nothing major should start growing out of it. Now, over time, she'll get weed seeds in here and weeds will start to grow. But to cut down on weeds even more, we are going to mulch it. We haven't done it yet, but we're gonna mulch these beds with probably a good 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch. And that will also help choke out weeds. It's gonna help preserve the moisture in the soil and hopefully make this more maintenance free. Now, another thing is more of not something we're doing, but something we're willing to sacrifice on. Sometimes I think people get so caught up in their garden has to look a certain way that they get frustrated and overwhelmed and don't want to garden. If you're willing to let things get a little wild, then gardening becomes less maintenance. You know, Kylene has done some videos on chaos gardening, and she just took us in her kitchen garden that she hasn't touched in a long time. And it still grew and produced a lot of food for her. So these tomatoes might end up overpowering these cages and flop down on the ground. These cucumbers might do the same. The strawberries might eventually take over this bed. But this can be as much or as little maintenance as you want. And that's it. A few simple things to create a low maintenance garden that's not going to stress you out or overwhelm you. Plant what you want and what your family will eat, because if you're not going to do that, then what's the point of growing? Plant in such a way that you are planning for and preparing for the rest of the summer. We're talking about trellises, like I did for the tomatoes and the cucumbers. And do what you can to make your garden low maintenance from the start. Look for ways that you can cut down on weeds, like I talked about with the cardboard in the beds and the mulching. And have the right mindset up front. It's important to realize that if you want a low maintenance garden, then it might not be this aesthetic that you have in your mind, but a low maintenance garden can still produce food for your family. And don't overwhelm yourself from the beginning. If you want a low maintenance garden, go for starting small, just a few beds and a few different kinds of plants. Thanks for joining me here again on the Provident Gardener today, and I hope that this was beneficial to you. Who do you know that thinks they don't have time to garden? Send them this video to give them some encouragement. And be sure to hit that subscribe button to follow our gardening adventures all year long. What would you include in a low maintenance garden? What did I miss? What other advice do I need to give to my sister to help her be successful? And as always, don't be afraid to get a little dirt under your fingernails so you can turn that dirt into dinner.